Wake up, Germantown. It's 32 degrees outside this Thursday, January 29th. Making headlines this morning. Several people are dead and at least 30 are wounded today after an explosion ripped through a bus in Jerusalem this morning. A suicide bomber set off the explosion near the official residence of Israeli Prime Minister Ariel Sharon. The Prime Minister was out of town. John Kerry is 2 for 2, but now he and the other Democratic presidential contenders are fanning out across the country. 7 states are up for grabs next Tuesday, including Arizona, Missouri, and South Carolina. And coalition officials believe Osama bin Laden has been in Afghanistan in recent months. His biographer says he has heard similar information. The U.S. military says it is planning a spring offensive against Taliban and al-Qaeda fighters in Afghanistan. Now taking a look at news a little closer to home. Rapper Tab Turk Virgil Jr. is in the Shelby County Jail on a $1 million bond. The member of the rap group Hot Boys is charged with attempted first-degree murder and could face 15 to 20 years in prison. Virgil allegedly opened fire on 2 deputies Monday when the officers searched an apartment in Hickory Hill for drugs. The defendant was also wanted in Louisiana for a parole violation stemming from a prior drug conviction. It may not be divine intervention, but a group of Memphis ministers wants to help local government. The group plans to release a pastoral letter offering ideas on how to resolve issues between Mayor Harrington and the City Council. The church leaders believe the hostilities began on New Year's Day with a harsh speech from Harrington and have escalated ever since. Reverend L. Lasimba Gray of New Sardis Baptist Church says the ministers want to help before the image of Memphis is tarnished. And finally, a Cordova youth will not be tried as an adult. 17-year-old Michael Lewis is one of 4 defendants in last month's firebombing of Cordova High School. Authorities assigned Lewis to a juvenile court until he reaches the age of 19. The teenager will undergo counseling and must pay for a share of the damages to the high school. Now let's take a look at what's happening right here in Germantown. The Poplar Pike Playhouse recently presented Wicked Easy, a comedy improv show that was performed by English Lovers and Germantown High School students. The English Lovers is an improvisational group from Austria who spent a week at Germantown High rehearsing with the actors. The show included comedy skits and songs that the students created on the spot. Now let's get the latest on events here at Germantown High School. Kiri Taylor brings us today's school news.
Erin, the SGA has been working hard to prepare for Winterfest week, so everyone be sure to check the posters around school to be ready for next week's dress-up days.
And it sounds like we have a really fun week ahead of us. Thank you, Kiri. We often hear about a lot of popular sports, such as baseball and basketball, but one sport we don't hear mentioned very often is bowling. Reporter Anthony White and videographer Adam Winfrey have the story about how high school bowling is developing here at Germantown High School.
Here we go. Welcome to Germantown Community Television's live coverage of Election Night 2002. Now, here's your moderator, Jessica Long.
If you've just joined us, this is Germantown Community Television's live coverage of Election 2002. I'm your moderator, Jessica Long. Let's bring it back a little closer to home with our local interest anchor, Erin Williams. Erin?
Jessica, all the precincts have finally reported in, but first, let's look and see how Precinct 12 voted. Precinct 12, Houston High School, in the Alderman Position 1 race, Carol Heinley carried this precinct with 59% of the votes. Niven 12%, Palazola 29%. In the mayor's race for Precinct 12, Goldsworthy received 89%, McCarver 11%. Once again, your winners for the Alderman Position 1 race, Carol Heinley with 45%. In the mayor's race, Sharon Goldsworthy with 87%. Alderman Position 2, John Drennan with 100%. Jessica, when I come back, I'll have state and national exit poll results.
Well, Erin, what can we expect with the hot state races in our exit polls?
Tonight I'll be looking into the Bredesen-Hillary race, where a little bit of mudslinging has definitely made this an interesting gubernatorial race. Also, incumbent Curtis Person Jr., who has not been opposed in 34 years, is battling Democrat Anthony D'Agostino for Tennessee Senate District 31. It will be interesting to see how the Germantown exit poll results match up to the actual results of the night.
Well, it sounds like a lot of these races will be really close, and we'll check back in with you later. Thanks, Erin.
Thanks for joining us on GHS-TV's live coverage of the 32nd Annual Germantown Festival. I'm Erin Williams, and this is my co-host, Sarah Babakouche. Before we took a break, Carrie Veglio sang What Did I Have on our entertainment stage. She's with us now. Thank you so much for being with us today. You did a great job.
Thank you for having me.
So you go to Bartlett High School and you perform in the concert choir and the chorale there. What other singing experience do you have?
Well, I've been taking voice lessons for 8 years now, and I take from Bob Westbrook Entertainment here in Germantown. And I just compete over all around the Mid-South and in other areas of the country. So.
How did you first get involved with music?
Well, I was singing in my car, and my mom was just like, why don't you take voice lessons? So I started about 8 years ago, and I've been singing ever since.
Well, you recently won 2 national competitions. Yeah. What was that experience like?
It was great because it was my first time to ever do something like that, so I really wasn't going in there expecting to win. So when they just called my name and told me that I had gotten gold with honors or gold, I was really excited. So my family was very happy for me.
Well, obviously, if you win, you have to prepare for a long time. How do you prepare?
I practice as much as I can. I like to, I try not to get too nervous, although I do get nervous as well. I drink a lot of water, and I try to warm up. So.
Well, you obviously are very involved with music now. Do you plan on pursuing it as a career?
I hope so. My sister is in, I have family up in Nashville, so hopefully maybe I can get them to help me get involved in Nashville one of these days.
That'd be great. Well, thank you so much for being on the show today. You did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Once again, that was Carrie Veglio, who sang What Did I Have earlier on the show.
Festival goers have a variety of choices.
Colleges, careers, graduation. At this point in the school year, seniors across Shelby County are busy making plans for the future. But seniors at Germantown High School are taking a trip into the past.
As you guys know, I've been king for a couple weeks now.
Each year, Medieval Week gives students a taste of the lifestyles that they learn about in their literature classes.
Lady Fee is known for being an evil temptress.
Medieval Week allows the students to really take a hands-on approach to learning about the medieval period. They must research how these people lived and breathed.
Rather than some historian writing about what they thought life was at that time, you really get an inside view from the literature of what life actually was like.
And while Germantown High School is usually filled with red devils, Medieval Week allows kings and queens to rule these hallways.
The favorite part of Medieval Week is designing and creating costumes.
It's phenomenal what the students can come up with and create on their own as far as costumes goes.
But retro fashion is just one part of the Medieval Week experience. What would this blast from the past be without handmade projects, food, and even a performance by Celtic bagpipers? Teachers hope students make the connection between experiences like these and their academic studies.
What we really do is see how the history is reflected in the art and the literature, and what each time period contributes to the lifestyles of the people during that time period.
I think it's important because it's good for us to learn about our history and our past so that we can appreciate it more.
Medieval Week motivates students to learn about history in a way that is both fun and insightful.
Anything that the students are interested in, they're motivated in, and as a learning experience, we're going to continue. We're going to continue and grow in it.
I'm really grateful for this experience because it gave us kind of a break from just the regular classwork, and we not only got to learn about it, but we got to experience it.
And it doesn't take a wizard to see the value in that. Reporting for Action News 5, I'm Erin Williams, News 101.